because you are fighting for true justice. And all these South Sudanese, one day they will celebrate, and one day they will tell themselves that thank you, even if they will not say it with their mouth, but in their heart, one day they will come publicly and appreciate and say thank you for what the Nuer people are doing. Let me remind you one thing, to those who are saying that one tribe cannot do anything. A mother always cook a food and everybody eats the food. And freedom have a price. So if you are afraid, if you choose to support Salva Kiir because he's a Dinka and you are a Dinka, I am here to tell you that we will bring true peace for you. 2026 will not shock only South Sudanese, will not shock only African countries, but 2026, the whole world will be shocked with what will happen in 2026. The whole world will be shocked with what will happen in 2026. So, to my people who are dying, it's Salva Kiir that he never gave us a choice as Nuer. He said, I either kill you when you are sitting down or you fight me. This is the choice that Salva Kiir gave the Nuer tribe. That you either fight me or I killed you. And you have been killing us until now we said enough is enough. And it started with Torgile in 2025. To those who did not listen to the message that Torgile said, that is a message of freedom. He cleansed the land. And it did not stop from then. It's continuing. So, you think now that Nuer just love fighting. Nuer are not, they don't love fighting. What we do, we were not given a choice. Our women were being killed. Our women were being raped. The government burned our children and women alive. But what happened? We said, we better finish once and for all. Because we cannot be finished. We were first marked as the 16 counties that are hostile. Again, Ulun came and said, killing even their chicken. Are these things just happening as a coincidence? Did Elia Lomoros just came from nowhere and said the 16 counties that are hostile? Of course, it was a plan. So, Ayod is under heavily shelled by the government of South Sudan. He's bragging with our resources by funding conflict that will kill us. So, this 2026, the whole world will be shocked with what will happen in South Sudan. To those who don't know, take it from me. This 2026, the whole world will be shocked. The whole world will be shocked. James Mawin just say Pyok. Pyok is a Nuer language. Why are you saying Pyok? Say it in English or say it in your language that you know. So let me continue with my program. I have a message, one message that will go to the civil society of South Sudan. I have worked in the civil society of South Sudan in a long time. Since 2016 that I went to South Sudan, I involved myself with the civil society. The civil society don't trust themselves. And even the government entered in the civil society in 2022. That is when I started reducing my participation with other people, with other civil societies. Why? Because two of our powerful civil society leaders that were leading in front line when we were fighting the government of South Sudan, what did they do? They were elected by the government. They were given government position, they were appointed, and they did not reject They did not reject when they were appointed by the government that they have been fighting. And then that is when the downfall of the civil society of South Sudan started. So the government realized he can always bribe the civil society. The strong ones that still stand, most of them are not in South Sudan currently. Why? Because the civil society within were killing them. Because anytime we have a discussion, what do? They go and they tell the government. And most of us were arrested, and some people are not being arrested. I ask myself, there are those who come out and talk, are arrested. There are those who come out and talk, they are not arrested. So that means we have civil society within who are for the government. And that's the reason why, even if you come and make noise, even if you come and do what, the government already know the civil societies can be bribed with position, can be bribed with money. And that's why civil society will not do that. Another thing is, how will I come and congratulate you because you are given a government position, and me and you, we were fighting the same government, and you left me and you go in, and then you come now and fight me? Because it's the civil society within the government, those who are with us that have entered into the government, and they are fighting us, those who are outside. That's the same way the Nuer are being used to fight their own Nuer. General Makalkwal is now where? General Makalkwal is in the Nuer land, going to fight Nuer. He's the one who led the war. So the government used the style that say, catch a thief, send a thief to catch a thief. This is the same style that Salva Kiir government is using. He's sending civil society in himself, he bring them to himself and send them to go and fight because they only know their strengths. And the same thing, he sent Nuer to go fight Nuer because it's only the Nuer that know their strengths. So the government of South Sudan, here, this 2026, take it from me, just laugh at me. This year, prepare yourself well. Prepare yourself very well. Because what will happen in 2026? The whole world will be shocked. The whole world will be shocked of what will happen in 2026. The whole world will be shocked in 2026. Another thing that I will say is, let's stop listening to things. Let's dig out. Find out for yourself. Why are the Jiang Council of Elders hating Dr. Riek? Because a lot of the Dinka community, a lot of the Dinka youths have never even seen Dr. Riek and greet him like live like this. Most of them have never greeted Dr. Riek live. But they just hate him because Jiang Council of Elders have said this. They just hate him because Salva Kiir doesn't want Dr. Riek. They just hate him because of a history that they don't know much about. To those who like mentioning 1991, what happened in 1991? What led to the war of 1991? They don't talk about it. They just come out and they say 1991. It's not just 4 words. It's not just 4 words that you say 1991. What happened in 1991? Who fought who? Why were they fighting? And where did the war, and why did it take place in that place? So these are the things you need to find out before you come and start shouting and you come start abusing people. Before you start talking 1991, let me bring into your attention and remind you, in 1991, when Dr. Riek joined Dr. John in 1983, he joined us already. He joined us already a finished doctor. And They said that time he was the most educated among all. That time they stated he was the most educated among all that were there. Salva Kiir was also there. Dr. John Garang was also there. But they mentioned, the history mentioned that Dr. Riek was the most educated at that time. So he left UK where he was studying, and he went to South Sudan and joined Dr. Riek. He went to Sudan by then and joined Dr. John Garang. And now, they've been with John from 1983 to 1991. Now, Dr. John Garang wanted something called New Sudan. New Sudan, he was advocating for equality for all the 64 tribes of South Sudan and the Sudanese. All the tribes of Sudan. That was he was fighting for. He wanted to be the president of the whole Sudan. That's why, and we were being marginalized. We were being mistreated because we were the minority in Sudan by then. So when you talk about all this, the reason why Dr. Riek and Dr. John, it is two doctors fighting, two brains fighting. It is two brains fighting. Dr. Riek was fighting for something called self-determination. He was fighting for something called self-determination. He wanted people to be free. He wanted the South Sudanese not to stay with the Arabs. He wanted to say, we want the Southerners. We want our own country. We cannot. And he seconded what used to be done by our father, Bodio. Bodio used to go to the parliament. He used to go to the Arabs with two shoes. One was red, one was black. He wanted to show these people that what? He wanted to show them that the red and white cannot be one. So he said, we black, one day we will be free. The Arabs will stay on their own and the black will. So when he came, he implemented that. And that, so the two of them were fighting for something. They were all fighting for freedom. Dr. John Garang was fighting for people that were being marginalized, and he wanted, if he won, he was going to be the president of the whole Sudan. And Dr. Riek said, no, we have to fight for self-determination. We need to have our own country, our own South Sudan. And today, and that war, then they fought. And the war became so bad, and Dr. Riek went to Nasser, and they formed the SPLA Nasser. This SPLA Nasser led to the South Sudan we have today. This South Sudan we had today. The first document was signed in 1997. And when that document was signed, the second document that followed was 2005. And the third document was 2011, which is the independence document. And we have South Sudan. So these are the reasons. So the history, the reason why we are sleeping so much is because people want the history to disappear. So without Dr. Riek, there will be no something called South Sudan today. Without both DL, there will be no something called South Sudan today. Without Guy Tooth, there will be no something called South Sudan today. So the reason why, and that is the same thing that is following. It's happened to Guy Tooth. It's happened to it with both DL. It's continue. It's come to Dr. Riek. And now for this thing to be fulfilled, the Nuer have to now finish it. And that's why when the Nuer are fighting, they are not just fighting. Even them, they don't know much. Their children are being killed. But the history want to come true. The prophecy have to come true. And how will it come true? It will come through with the same people that it was said that it will happen through them. And that's why when this happened, yeah, it is something that was meant to be. It is a prophecy that is just happening. So nobody can prevent the prophecy to happen. Whatever was meant to be will be. And this is the year. 2026 is the year. And the world will be shocked. So when you open your mouth and you say 1991, it was two great doctors fighting for justice. The other one was fighting for justice for Sudan, all Sudan, which he wanted something called New Sudan. And the other one was fighting for self-determination. So Salva Kiir was not in these two doctors when they were fighting. So maybe he was an implementer because he was a soldier or a commander and all that. But the two doctors were the one fighting. But they were all fighting for freedom. Only the freedom they were fighting for came differently. So 1997, a document was signed. Dr. Riek wanted to go and have something he can use to walk the world. Such, Dr. Riek walked all over the world. He came to Europe because of that document that was signed by the Sudan, the Arab in 1997. He was looking for that document so that he can use that document to advocate in the world, saying the Sudan government signed this, but they don't want to implement it. And when he pushed it, we have the CPA signed in 2005. So because you don't know history, learn, read, don't wait for Gen Council of Elders to come and do bad things in your head. So don't do that. The reason, let me tell you one thing. One of the reasons that made a lot of generals to defect from IO, especially the Nuer generals, because a lot of you don't know what actually happened. A lot of Nuer generals defect from the government from SPLA-IO. Do you know why they defect? Because they wanted to fight. The reason why a lot of generals left IO was because they wanted to fight Salva Kiir government and say, let this regime leave. So if they were given a chance, by Dr. Riek then to fight, we will not have this regime today. We will not have Salva Kiir sitting in office today. But because Dr. Riek say no, we have to go through peace. We have to go through peace, but all of you refuse. You refuse to listen to Dr. Riek. Dr. Riek tell you, let's sign peace. The peace is signed. You don't want. But when he got tired, he told people like this, because a lot of you maybe did not hear it from me. He said, when you destroy this peace, there is no other peace again that will be signed. He said, if I go to Juba, I am not getting out of Juba again. These two things, to those who don't know, Dr. Riek said them. He said, if I go to Juba, and that's why the government, without Riek, there is nothing that will happen. Like now he's in prison. Salva Kiir arrests him. He's arrested, he's in prison. The economy of South Sudan is with him in the prison. The development of South Sudan is with him in prison. The peace of South Sudan is with him in prison. And that's why there's no resources in the country. You do corruption, even now everybody is crying. There's nothing like you are a minister, there's nothing like you are what? Because he's sitting with peace in his house that is arrested. The earlier we let this Dr. Riek do whatever he have vision for this country, you continue to delay the freedom of South Sudan. You are delaying the freedom of South Sudan by protecting the government of Salva Kiir, a government that said that we have to protect Salva Kiir so that we continue enjoying and being in power. What kind of government is that? What kind of government is that? What kind of government is that? Now, because they know they cannot kill Dr. Riek. Even if they want to kill Dr. Riek, history will not let it happen. Because history have to be fulfilled. The prophecy have to be fulfilled. And the only person that South Sudan have that is not tribalist is that old man sitting there. That old man that have been arrested. That is inside his house. That is the only man that is remaining. He's the only man that loves South Sudan, and he loved the whole 64 tribe of South Sudan, and that's why he wanted self-determination for you and me to be free in South Sudan. When you listen to his messages, when you listen to his speeches that have happened many years ago, he already planned this country. Even the capital city of South Sudan, we have not yet entered. We have not yet entered to South Sudan. We are not even in the capital city of South Sudan. Where we are is the capital city of Republic of the Equatoria. Because South Sudan is going to be in regions. Federal system of government is going to be installed in South Sudan. And Greater Equatoria is going to be a region. And Juba is going to be the capital city of what? Capital city of the Equatorian, the Greater Equatorian region. That place you are in Juba now, you are building your paradise houses, is going to be the capital city of the Greater Equatorial region. That is not the capital city of South Sudan. So very soon, we are going to see the capital city of South Sudan. That one is not the capital city of South Sudan. So, whoever built a house, whoever did not build a house, don't worry. Because you are all going to build a house again in your states, in your regions. We are going to have another Greater Bargazal region. We are going to have Greater Upper Nile region. Those regions are going to be there. So, don't worry whether you have a house in Juba, you don't have a house in Juba. That is the Greater, is the capital city of the Greater Equatoria. So don't worry. So whatever is happening is prophecy. What is happening is prophecy. What is happening is prophecy. And to my Dinga brothers, please wake up. Don't listen what Gen Council of Elders they are saying. Imagine, look at Kwal Manyang, an old freedom fighter. Somebody we all respect. He was lowered down by Salva Kiir government. He was given a microphone and move around to mobilize young children to go die so that he can continue having his position. It is no longer the Nuer alone. We can now see it clearly because the prophecy is very near to finish. It's almost finishing. We are in the finishing line. Even 8 months is too much for the prophecy. 8 months is too much for the prophecy. The prophecy is very near. And it will surprise and shock the whole world. So, you could see the indicators. Johnson Woluny was the story that everybody have been hiding, killing Nuer slowly. Woluny came out and said, kill their chicken, kill their women, burn down their land. This is the secret. Elias Romobo came and said, all the 16 counties of the Nuer are hostile. These are the indicators. Kwal Manyang pick a microphone, went to Bor and tell Bor children, please come and fight. Go and fight. And even tell the Twitch people that go and eat frogs. These are all indicators of the prophecy. Juba burning down. Every market in Juba is burning. You think it's just burning? That is the prophecy communicating to you. So, what is there is, the people. Food is cooked by one person. A mother cooked the food. The husband and the children and the neighbors eat the food. A chef cook a food. The old people in the restaurant eat the food. That is what is happening. So whoever doesn't want to join the move of freedom, freedom will come. So I've finished that side. Let me go to the international community. Since 2013, the international community have been issuing statements, issuing warnings to the government of Salva Kiir. Let me drink some water. He's been giving some warnings. But the government of Salva Kiir is telling you, asking Makweres, that, you see, Makweres is coming and asking, who are the international community? You see, Makweres is asking you, the international community, who are you? And when it's come to peace agreement, you will see the money of the international community being used in the peace agreement. Makweres have enjoyed the resources, the money that were brought by the international community. He went to Nairobi under the peace agreement. He went to New York to things to do with peace agreement. He went to Ethiopia. He went to Rome. All those places. He forgot whoever was facilitating him was not the resources of South Sudan. That was the resources of the international community. So, Makwe is asking, who are you, international community? Makwe wants you to show what worse the international community can do. That's what he's asking. He's asking, who are the international community? What worse can you do? This is what Makweres is asking. He's not saying he doesn't know international community, because we have the embassies in Juba and they all meet him. But he's asking, what worse can the international community do, only better than just writing warnings? This is what he means. So they want to see what worse can the international community do? What worse can the UN do? What worse can the world do? And since Makweres was removed from the Ministry of Information, everything now is falling down. Because he has been the rock, the liar behind the government of South Sudan. When you arrested a call, that was the downfall. That's when the downfall of the government of Salva Kiir started. When you arrested General Akol, that was the starting of the downfall of Salva Kiir government. Again, you came, you put Dr. Riek under house arrest, the second person following. And then now the list continue. The list continue. The list continue. And even today, the list is still going on. So, please, the warnings of the drums of real freedoms are indicating everywhere. You could see them. But don't refuse to see them or hear them. Dance the music early. Don't wait to dance with pain at the end. Don't hate Dr. Riek because of what you were told by Gen Council of Elders, because you are told something to do 1991, because if you are fighting Dr. Riek, then you are fighting South Sudan. Because the South Sudan you are fighting so hard for came through him as a self-determination. He came and continued what was started by Gaitur, what was started by Bosdiel. When you people talk, they call all the Nuer, Nueri Bosdiel. That's how we are called. Nueri Bosdiel. That Kang is not just something that is not just a say. It has a meaning. It's a history. He was walking with 2 shoes, different color, red and black, anytime he goes to the Arab people. And he was given a name, Nueri Bosdio. So we were all the Nuer were named that we are the Nuer for Bosdio. Again, we became Nuer for Guy Tooth. But something different that all of you don't know is Dr. Riak is the Nuer now are not Nuer for Dr. Riak. We are Nuer, we are called the Nuer of Bosdio, the Nuer of Guy Tooth, but we are not called the Nuer of Dr. Riak. No. We are not being called the Nuer of Riek Machar, because if we were Nuer of Riek Machar will not be sitting in Juba being under house arrest today. A lot of generals defected from IO because they wanted to fight Salva Kiir government, but Dr. Riek say no. And they defect. And they got so annoyed, but Dr. Riek continued. He did not lose the way. Because he knows the history. Because he's the vision bearer of South Sudan. When you sit down, you want to kill Dr. Riak, you are killing South Sudan. Remember when he told you this? When he told you this, okay, I will answer. Somebody say why they are not being called the Nuer of Bosdio, the Nuer of Dr. Riek Machar. Dr. Riek Machar is not for Nuer people. It's for South Sudan. And I'll come and prove to you that Riek Machar is not for Nuer people. Riek Machar is for South Sudanese. He is the Messiah of South Sudan. A lot of you don't want to hear, but let me give it to you today. Dr. Riek is the Messiah of South Sudan. You will hate it. You remember when he said a statement before. He said, to those who are saying that South Sudan can be like Kenya. I like saying this a lot. He says South Sudan can never be like Kenya. Because South Sudan leaders are ideologues. He said, I will explain. The reason why he said I will explain is because he knew nobody will understand why he's saying that. He said, because the leaders of South Sudan are visionary people. They have vision of where to take this country to. Sometimes back also, he preached to people. He was talking about the rivers of South Sudan. There's a video he was talking about the rivers of South Sudan. A lot of people didn't know the rivers of South Sudan until he mentioned them, explained them, how they connect with each other, and how important there is to the people of that place. Something say, prophets are not welcome in their own home. But we have to be, we don't have to be ignorant. Let me say this statement. In 30 years to come, 30 years to come, in 30 years to come, South Sudanese will be looking for Dr. Riak. South Sudanese will be crying to hear the voice of Dr. Riak. South Sudanese will wish Dr. Riak can teach them and show them where is the way, where can we go. But it will be already too late for you. Because he will be very far away from you. You could only feel his spirit. Just like now, we are only seeing the videos of that Dr. John Garang. We are all crying. We wish Dr. John Garang did not die. He left us with his videos. He left us with his speeches. But did we implement? Nobody here, when Dr. John Garang was talking and telling us what to be done in South Sudan, what did you do? You did not listen. When he's no longer there, now you are calling for Dr. John Garang, you cannot see him. You are looking for Dr. John Garang. You cannot find him. You are calling him. He cannot answer you. This is the same thing that is going to happen when Dr. Riek joined the ancestors. When Dr. Riek joined Dr. John Garang, because they are the two freedom fighters. They are the people that know what is South Sudan. Why South Sudan deserves this. There's a statement I like telling you. And the statement is here. I quote it from somewhere and I have it and I will bring it to South Sudan. The statement says, Dr. John Garang and Dr. Riek were talking. They were conversing when they were fighting for the freedom of South Sudan. So, back when South Sudan was in the brink of independence, two leaders saw the future in very different ways. How did Dr. John Garang see the future? Dr. John Garang won. He won Dr. Riek. How did he won Dr. Riek? He said, if we don't give, he said, if we let Barghazal rule first, they will probably destroy this beautiful country. I know them very well. And then, why did he say that? He feared that too much power in one region could tear the nation apart. And this is what have happened. The fear of Dr. John Garang have come to reality because he knew when he gave President Kiir, because the person they were seeing, the person who really wanted so hard was, and that's why up to today I still have a question mark with Salva Kiir. What happened to Dr. John Garang? This is a question to Salva Kiir, and Salva Kiir knows the answer to what happened to Dr. John Garang. But he knew when Salva Kiir became the president, he will put one region, the Barghazal, the greater Barghazal, will misuse power and will destroy and tear South Sudan apart. And that have happened. And that's why I'm telling you, South Sudan is a historical country. South Sudan is a historical country that you stop. It is still early that you have Dr. Riek alive. Instead of mistreating him, instead of destroying South Sudan by putting him inside, because the economic of South Sudan is sitting with him in his house. The peace is sitting with him. Without him, there's nothing in South Sudan until the prophecy is fulfilled. Now, Dr. Riek, what did Dr. Riek say in this scenario? Dr. Riek shook his head. That's what the story says. Dr. Riek shook his head. He said this, if we don't give them the first chance to lead, Dr. Riek said, if we don't give the Barghazal people first chance to lead and benefit, if we don't give them the chance to lead and benefit, they won't be our people. He said, they won't be our people. They will go back to Sudan like the Nubians and the Darfurians did, he said. So, Dr. Riek told Dr. John, no, the people of Barghazal must feed first. They must benefit first. They must lead first. Because we are protecting them. He was protecting the greater Barghazal people not to go like Nubians and Darfur. He was protecting them to be part of us. By doing what? By giving them the leadership first, and he said, let them benefit first. Why? One feared domination. Dr. John feared that if Barghazal people became the first to lead South Sudan, they will dominate South Sudan, the government, the resources. And the other one, exclusion. Dr. Riek didn't want these people to be excluded. Both feared for the country they love. So all of them were afraid. The other one fear domination. The other one fear exclusion. All of them had. They love South Sudan so much. So, you cannot eat your cake and have it. Salva Kiir have eat his cake. He cannot have it again. What do I mean? I explain. Salva Kiir sold South Sudan's sovereignty to Museveni. When they plot to kill Dr. John Garang with Museveni, that is when he sold the sovereignty of South Sudan. The reason why Dr. Riek Machar is not the president today, I will explain. Dr. Riek have a vision. And him, the most important thing he wanted was the vision to come reality. That is what he wanted. He wanted the vision to become a reality vision. So in 2005, when Dr. John Garang died, Dr. Riek didn't want to be the president. What was Dr. Riek protecting? Dr. Riek was protecting the people of Barghazal not to go back. Dr. Riek was fearing the people of Barghazal not to go back to Sudan. You remember some times back, Dr. Salva Kiir said a statement. He said like this, and this confirmed the statement of Dr. Riek. He said that Gambela that Abiy to the Dinka people is like Gambela to the Nuer people. Abiy to the Dinka people is like Gambela to the Nuer people. What did he mean when he said that statement? What he meant was, if the Nuer can go back, what he meant was, if the Nuer didn't go back, if the Nuer can go back, can go to Ethiopia through Gambela, then the Dinka people can go to Sudan through Abiy. That is the statement he made. You see. And Dr. Riek also know the secret. When Museveni and Salva Kiir killed Dr. John, Dr. Riek knows. So Salva Kiir want to turn the history so that much about Dr. John Garang will be lost. You see, he doesn't want to even celebrate the Independent Day of South Sudan. The Independent Day of South Sudan was only implemented when we started, and also in 2012. From 2012, there's no again Independent Day that was celebrated in South Sudan. Why is that happening? Because Salva Kiir want to do what? He want to erase the history. He want to hide the history. How is that? How is he doing that? Every time when he go to the church, recently he start coming and say, "I've already forgiven Dr. Riek. I've already forgiven Dr. Riek. It's up to Dr. Riek to come and forgive you or not." He said Dr. Riek fight me in 1991. Was Dr. Riek fighting Salva Kiir? Dr. Riek was fighting Dr. John Garang. Salva Kiir wanted not the history to continue. Because when we celebrate the independence of South Sudan, we will be able to do what? We will have history, and we will know how did we name South Sudan. So Salva Kiir is not a vision bearer of South Sudan. Dr. John Garang, Dr. Riek Machar are the vision bearer. They are the two people in this. They are the two people in this. They are the two people that know what South Sudan mean to us. They know. And this thing, let me tell you. Let me tell you, my people. To those who say Dr. Riek will not be a president, to those who say this and that, there's a history that is already put. Not even me can remove it. Not even you can remove it. Nobody will remove it. Since 1991 up to today, people have tried to destroy the history. They tried to cut the prophecy. But 2026, the prophecy time has arrived. Not even Salva himself can change the prophecy. Not even Dr. Riek himself can change the prophecy. Not even the Nuer community can change the prophecy. Not even the Dinka community can change the prophecy. Not even the other 62 tribes can change the prophecy. The prophecy will come to pass. Somebody, Abdel Karim, asked, who is Dr. Riek? Dr. Riek, he's the first vice president of South Sudan currently, and is the father of the self-determination. Is the person who started, who continued what was started by Bosdia, who was started by Gaitur. It came to pass through him. Because sometimes they said, you can want to do something, but sometimes whatever you plan to do, it will be your children to implement it. And this is what happened. Bosdia started it, Gaitur continued, but only Dr. Riek came to sign the paper. It was started by many Nuer before, but Dr. Riek is the one who signed the paper. The peace agreements that are happening from 1997, it was Dr. Riek's signature, together with Dr. John Garang, together with Salva Kiir and the international community and our killer Museveni. So, it started long time, but it was not meant that Gaitur will be the one to fulfill it. It was not meant that Bosdia will be the one to fulfill it. So, Dr. Riek, their son, he's the one now that is meant to fulfill the history. So, you remember the statement when Salva Kiir came and said that in J1 war, in 2016, he said, oh, Dr. Riek wanted to kill me. Dr. Riek said, the last time I touched a gun was 25 years ago. He said, the last time I touched a gun, I hold a gun, was 25 years ago. He was telling the international community. For 21 years, Dr. Riek have not held a gun. But how many times have Salva held a gun, even recently? So Dr. Riek is not for the Nuer people. He's not fighting for the Nuer people. Actually, a lot of Nuer have been victimized because of Dr. Riek. Because of the prophecy. And to finalize why Dr. Riek put Dr. John Garang, put Salva Kiir in front, and he said, he told him, he became a flag bearer to Salva Kiir. Why did he do that? Because Dr. Riek was to be the president, not Salva Kiir. Dr. John Garang tried his level best to make sure that Salva Kiir doesn't come in between the two of them. He tried so hard to make sure that the two of them become so near. Dr. John wanted Dr. Riek to be the next after him because he knows they're the only people that have vision for South Sudan. They are the only people that know what to be done. But Dr. Riek also, he didn't want Salva Kiir to go and his people. He makes sure that he put Salva Kiir in front. And he became the deputy. And he campaigned. He campaigned so much. He campaigned so much for Salva Kiir to be appointed by the Nuer people. When during the campaign, Riek Machar did not go to campaign in the Nuer land. He went and campaigned in the Dinka land. Why was he doing that? He wanted the Dinka people to vote for separation. If Dr. Riek would have become the first president, then during the independence, we will have not achieved the independence. He knew the people of Barghazal were going to vote for what? For separation, for unity. And to him, his vision was, his intention was not to be the president. His intention was to make sure that his vision of founding South Sudan come to reality. So, when he did that, he achieved his vision. He achieved his vision, and we have South Sudan. Even if anything happened today, we already have South Sudan. That was his vision. This was what he was protecting. This is what he was bringing for you and me. Because if it's about him, he will go anywhere and survive. But he wants to make sure that when he go, he leaves South Sudan in a good way. Just like the history in the Bible. There was this woman, two women were sleeping in the same place. They had two sons they gave birth the same time. One of the women slept on her son and the son died. One of them killed the son. When this one woke up, what did he do? He checked. He said, this one is still sleeping. He took the dead child and took to the lady that was sleeping, and she took the lady child that was alive, and he went and put on herself. Everybody knows what belongs to you belongs to you. The history cannot take it away. And then when the lady woke up, he saw this son that was dead. He said, this is not my son. When he said, this is not my son, what happened? The lady said, no, that's your son. This is my son. They went to the judge. When they went to the judge asked them, whose son is this? Everybody was saying, the one that was alive, he's my son, he's my son. He said, okay, bring a knife. And then people brought a knife. When they brought a knife, he said, I will cut the baby into two. That is wisdom. He said, I will cut the baby into two, and each one of you will go with the other side. The lady that knew that her son was dead, this is not her son, said, please, cut it. But the owner of the son, the mother said, please, don't cut my son. Let her have the child. This is the scenario we are in. Salva Kiir and Museveni and Dr. Riek. Dr. Riek sacrificed his life several times until he went to Juba he only went with his papers and his phones. He went to Juba. Why? Because he is like that mother that the son was alive and didn't want the son to be killed. Because South Sudan is a son to Dr. Riek. South Sudan is his vision. He loves South Sudan so dearly, and that's why he never want the Nuer people to fight. When Dr. Riek was outside, Nuer did not fight. They only fight for self-defense. IO did not fight. They only fight for self-defense. But now that you jail Dr. Riek inside, he's not communicating to anybody. See what have happened. So the only man that have peace, the only man that loves South Sudan, he is that old man that you are keeping under house arrest. That is the peace of South Sudan. That is the economy of South Sudan. That man that he sacrificed himself And let me tell you one statement. One of his soldiers asked him, now that you are going to Juba without us, what if they killed you? He said, I'm going for peace. And he told them, this thing will finish. They say, and if they say they fight, they say it will also finish. Because he loves South Sudan so much that he sacrificed his own life for me and you. And today you mock him. Today you abused him. Today you call him names. But a time will come when everybody that have done something bad, when you know the history, you will regret so bitterly, and you will look for Dr. Riek to ask for forgiveness, and you will not find it. Do you know that Dinka man that beat Dr. Riek some years back? He went and he said he just want to ask for forgiveness from Dr. Riek before he died. And there is one old Dinka man now that is still alive, because Dr. Riek told him, you will not die until the prophecy fulfilled itself. So that Dinka man is still alive now. And until he will see the prophecy coming to reality, he will not die. Nobody spared the life of Dr. Riek in 2013, in 2016, even now. Because that is history. That is the prophecy happening. Please learn. That is prophecy happening. The time is near. It is not too late. Get the knowledge that Dr. Riek have. Write books, you still have time. Get the vision he have for South Sudan. Get the vision he have, because it's for you and for me. He's not going to be there forever. But you have time to ask him, what next happen after this? What next happen after this? What should we do if this happen? What should we do when this happen? Please, you have time. Release Dr. Riek from under house arrest. Release all the political detainees. Go back to peace. Go back to peace. Because that's the only thing, that the only language Dr. Riek know how to fight. He doesn't want war. If you release Dr. Riek today, nobody will fight. And if you think I am lying, do it. And in this court case that is ongoing, everybody is collecting this, you bring this, you plan it. It was something that was planned, but it will not happen. Wow is going to be our destination, all of us. Wow is going to be our destination, all of us. Barghazal. So please, to those that Salva Kiir can listen to, please talk to him. Tell him Ruth Nyalel, the lady that told you to elect a committee to investigate the problem of Unity State, he's saying this again. That release Dr. Riek and all political detainees, release Akol Kor, release Benjamin Bolmel, release everybody that is in prison, and go back to that peace.